Ayman Khan here for Seconds Out. Pleasure to be in the company of Andrew Tate. Andrew, you have to forgive my hoarse voice. I've been raising my voice because of the noise around some loud interviews I've been doing all week. But you've been raising the levels in the gym, which is more important ahead of Chase DeMoor next week. How you feeling?
Yeah, feeling really good. Really excited to get in there. It's been a while. It's been a few years for me, but fighters fight. So I'm excited to get in there and get it done.
All the way from Luton to Dubai, what does it take to get here?
Yeah, it's been a long journey, bro. There's been a few stops along the way, but unmatched perspicacity and sheer indefatigability. I think those are the two things required.
I'm from Watford. Does that end this interview?
Yeah, Watford. Where did I used to go in Watford? Prism.
It's not there anymore.
It's not there?
No.
I'm not surprised. They had fucking 5 fights a night. Bro, it was wild.
Did you have any there?
That's where I first learned, get the head movement in Prism Watford.
Watford, Luton, two boys getting together. And football terms don't usually get together, but are you familiar with the term player coach in football? That's what you essentially are in Misfits Boxing as the CEO, but also fighting. And I wonder, why is that? Because you have potentially a headache when it comes to taking shots in the ring, but also a headache promotionally, getting fights together, putting big events on, getting the word out. Why did you want that extra level of headache?
Yeah, I wanted to test the roster. I wanted to see what the Misfits talent was like, and I believe in, if you want something done properly, doing it yourself. And I'm not really afraid of hard work. I never have been. I've been the kind of person who wakes up and stays busy all day long. I don't know how to relax. I've never relaxed. I'm either making money or trading in the gym or asleep. And I don't need to sleep that much. So fortunately, I have the hours in the day. I have the energy. I have the chi. And I want to use my youth to the best of my ability. So here I am.
One thing I noticed was when you came in straight away, the air conditioning got put on, but you said, no, take the air conditioning off. No room for comfort.
That's right. I like it to be hot, and I like it to sweat, to simulate the lights. I don't like a cool gym. I don't like a too comfortable gym. I like nitty-gritty, old-fashioned. You've seen Rocky 2 or Rocky 3? Which one? Rocky 3, where Rocky has to go back to Apollo's gym and learn how to fight for real. That's how I grew up. That's how I first started training, and that's how I want to train for this fight.
Where I did see some comfort was in the sparring. You seemed very comfortable in terms of putting it on your opponent. I can't give too much away, of course, but also there's something I really noticed was it's a bit of a symptom that comes across boxing gyms where if you know you've got the beating of your opponent, some will take advantage and put their opponent out. You didn't do that, which is a problem sometimes in boxing. Why was it the case for you to prove, of course, sharpen your skills, but also not take advantage?
Yeah, I'm there to learn. He's there to learn. Any idiot can beat up his partners in the gym. That's not a champion. A champion beats up his opponents in the ring. So we're here in the gym to learn. It's very easy to, I see lots of people who bully around the gym and then things change when they get under those lights. So I'm saving all my energy and all my venom for the night.
I've got to, before we get to further talk about the boxing, on the Misfits CEO boxing side, can I ask you to run the rule, make some executive decisions on some of the fighters who have been on Misfits boxing cards, whether you would like to see them back? So first of all, I've got Wings of Redemption and Boogie 29988. Here's a picture of both of them.
I mean, it could be interesting. Look, Misfits is certainly one of the largest promotions in the world. We have fantastic things coming. We have amazing plans for 2026, 2027, and 2028. And really, it's an opportunity for anybody on the planet who wants to be well-known and make some money and get some beautiful girls and Instagram followers and a nice car. If you've got the balls and you can put on a show, we're the place to be.
Boogie 298 and Wings with beautiful girls?
Hey, you never know. I mean, dad balls are in, I heard, so.
The potential future opponent for you is a one and done. It was the Candyman Sam Hyde. Would you ever consider a fight with Sam Hyde?
I didn't know Sam Hyde fought. Did he fight?
He did, and he won.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm a fan of Sam. I like what he says. He's very, very funny. He's interesting. So I'd rather talk to the guy than fight him. But if we have to fight, we'll fight, I guess.
KSI's brother, Deji, fought Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I think I saw that. I mean, after I win this fight, the entire world's going to be saying my name. So we're going to have to see what makes sense. There's not a single opponent on the planet who wouldn't agree to fight me because I'm the money. And I understand that. So I'm going to have the whole world to choose from. Every famous person and every non-famous person, for the amount of money they'd get for fighting me, would say yes. So we can say all the names now, but truthfully, once this fight's out the way, I'm going to be having long conversations with the management of Misfits and deciding which name is going to turn the most heads.
Let me just give you a couple more. A big name, Logan Paul, hasn't been seen in the ring, Misfits ring in a long time. What about Logan?
Yeah, Logan's easier than Jake. Logan's a lot easier than Jake. He's not technically very good. He's big, but everyone's big. Big doesn't mean anything. If you don't get hit, it doesn't matter, right? So Logan would be a good, interesting one. It would certainly sell, that's for sure.
That's one. And he was named as by KSI the best fighter in Misfits Boxing before you entered the stage. Aneeson Gibb. What do you think of Aneeson Gibb?
Oh, yeah, he's very talented. I've seen his fights. He's very, very good. very talented. And, you know, I'm looking forward to some wars, but I don't want to war with everybody. I want to make some friends as well. So we'll see how it all works out roster-wise, see which guys I end up fighting and which guys I end up being good friends with.
Technically, when it comes to the transitions from kickboxing to boxing, any headaches or issues when it came to that, the need to kick or anything, has that been ironed out?
I'm actually very glad I'm boxing. I actually think that kickboxing, you know, you pick up injuries in your ankles, your knees, and you hurt your feet. It's actually really refreshing to do a 12-week camp and not have hurt knees and still be able to walk. So it's actually really refreshing. I'm glad I'm doing boxing. Wish I did this sooner, to be honest.
What's also refreshing is a tangerine, which you offered to Chase DeMoor at the press conference. It had him stumped. How much of you do you have to show in the ring to stump Chase DeMoor?
I mean, he's big, he's young, he's fit. It's going to be a matter of him thinking he can bully me because he's bigger than me. He's going to try and jump on me and use his size, and I'm going to use my technical skill. And I do believe I hit harder than he does, and he's going to be very shocked when he gets caught.
A question I asked to Jake Paul a few years back when he entered into this space was, what level does he think he's at? You've got all sorts of levels in boxing: amateur, pro, area, British level, English level if you're looking at the British scene. Then you go to European, you go to world level, elite level. What level would you say you're at?
That's a good question. It would be unrealistic for me to say I'm elite. That'd be completely unrealistic.
That's what Jake Paul said.
Well, Jake Paul's an unrealistic person. And, you know, sometimes delusional self-belief is a good thing, but also sometimes realism is a good thing. I'm definitely an extremely dangerous and capable man. Can I beat the top 3 in the world at my weight in boxing division? Probably not. However, I think I'd put up a pretty good fight, yeah.
With the, how do I say this? With the projection that you put out of manliness and the need to be a man, boxing being a man's sport, the idea of you losing, the finger gets pointed at you and a lot of ridicule comes. I know that you won't be thinking about losing, but do you feel the pressure of having to get a knockout against Chase DeMoor?
0%. Fighters fight. And you're a man when you face fear. You're not a man when you always win. You're a man when you stand up and you do the thing you're supposed to do because you were brave. So I'm not afraid of losing. I'm afraid of not fighting. The day I'm too much of a coward to fight is the day I lose. As long as I'm prepared to fight, I'm a winner.
Is that a lesson you feel the majority of people know?
I think everybody who fights and everybody who dedicates themselves to things know that. There's always going to be some armchair expert who never gets in the ring and feels like they know everything. But their fate is worse than death. They're forgotten. Nobody knows who they are. They never get to truly dedicate themselves to anything. I'm not scared of losing. I don't think about losing. It doesn't cross my mind. It's not a concern for me. I would genuinely be unhappy with myself as a man if I was afraid to fight, and I'm not afraid to fight anybody.
Would you be interested in going into the pro space?
Sure. Why not? I mean, the future is wide open, and as long as I believe I'm capable, I know there's lots of money to make. And like I said, I want to use my youth to the best of my ability because one day I won't be able to anymore. So while I can, let's do it.
At the top of the table will be Alexander Usyk, the likes of Fabio Wardley holds a world title, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. Would those be names they'd be looking for?
Yeah, those would be hard fights. Those would be hard fights. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm saying those would be hard fights. I don't want to sit here and, like I said, you said Jake said he could beat everybody. Maybe he can. I don't know. I like to show a lot of respect to people who dedicate themselves. And all those names you just gave are men who I respect. I respect their dedication. I respect their capability. I respect their skills. If I were to ever get matched against them, I would try my very best to beat them, but I respect them too much to sit here and arrogantly say I would definitely knock them out. That's not fair.
Have you had many pros come into the gym to spar with them? Have you had approaches from pros to help you and guide you?
Oh, yeah. I've had endless professionals approach me and guide me. I've had some fantastic guys out of Kazakhstan and Russia who most probably haven't heard of, who are dangerous and deadly. I've been with Roy Jones Jr., I've been with Badu Jack. Gokhan Saki is obviously a kickboxer, but had a mean left hook. So I've been training with lots of professionals and lots of well-known people, as well as my camp that I've trained with my whole career, the guys I've known my whole career. I don't see the point in changing camp now. So I've been training with my coach because that's who I've always trained with.
I get the sense that the camp seems super tight, but boxing is a close-knit game and word can get out at any point. Do you ever worry about that element to it?
No. No, I mean, it's a left hand and a right hand. It doesn't matter if he stood here and watched all of my trainings. It doesn't change anything. I'm still going to punch him in the face.
You said the same thing about Chase DeMoor. He has a left hand and a right hand, but is there any part of his game that you feel might pose a problem to you?
He's awkward. He's long. So he might be a little bit awkward to feel out at first. I think he's good at making his opponents look sloppy. Perhaps he's not dangerous in terms of hurting you, but he's dangerous in terms of making you look bad just because he's so tall and lanky and awkward. But I think I can work that out in the first couple of rounds.
A natural fight, a natural narrative seems to be yourself and KSI. In the future, a lot of talk about his style being that karate stance, karate style. Do you find that to be natural? Do you find that to be sloppy?
Well, that's my style too, so it'd be very interesting.
But what level do you think he does it, or how do you compare it to yourself?
Yeah, I think that it's actually pretty clever of him when he fights boxers to not fight like a boxer, because boxers are used to fighting boxers. And he doesn't fight like a boxer, which is good to do when you have less experience than the boxer. Like when he fought Tommy Fury, Tommy was very frustrated because he wasn't used to it. So I know he trains at London Shoot Fighters with Michael Venom Page. It looks like he's got Michael Venom Page in his corner or teaching him, because MVP does the same thing. And I do the same thing, typically bouncing and stand sideways. So I understand the style very well, and I've seen a couple of his fights. KSI, I don't know, he hurt his hand or something, but if he ever comes back, he's certainly on the cards. Why not?
Do you think he carries power?
I think we're all full-grown men, and you can get any idiot off the street. If they punch you in the face, it's going to hurt. So that's the game.
I don't know if I could punch you in the face and it would hurt.
Well, I mean, if you land, that's the game.
I don't know if I
I really believe that this is a smart man's game, and the game is not getting hit. I think that if you get hit, it's going to hurt. Trying to be a tough guy and believing that you can walk through punches is how you have a short career. You have a long career by not getting hit.
Smart man's game is a great phrase, because you're a smart man, you've made a lot of money, you don't need to box. What are you doing here?
I don't need to box, but there's lots of things I don't need to do. And life is about doing the things you don't need to do. If it was only about doing what I need to do, I'd be on the dole somewhere, right? So I've always been pushing the limits and pushing it out, and I don't operate from a realm of fear. My life's always been risk. My life's always been, biggest possible gamble for the biggest possible reward. And whether I win or lose, in all of my previous encounters, I've been happy I took the chance, and that's the kind of man I am. So I'm going to take the chance on this one, but I truly believe deep in my heart that he's not going to beat me. I don't see how he can beat me.
You like that bit of fear, jeopardy?
I mean, it's a boxing match, right? But I just don't think he can beat me. I don't see how he could possibly beat me. I've trained so hard for this fight, and the training camp has gone better than I expected it to. I'm in better shape than I expected to be. I have less injury than I expected to have. I'm better than I expected to be. Everything's gone beyond all expectations. I'm extremely proud of myself, and I'm extremely ready.
Let me make a pivot, but is it a smart move for Jake Paul to be entering into the ring with Anthony Joshua, a decorated fighter, gold medalist, two-time world champion?
Depends what his goal is. If his goal is to try and cement MVP over Misfits, if his goal is to get a whole bunch of money, then I guess it's smart. If his goal is to win, perhaps it's not so smart. This is a business, and it's show business. And, he was supposed to fight Gervonta Davis, and no one seemed that interested. And then I agreed to fight Chase DeMoor. And when I first agreed to fight Chase, I said, I'm fighting someone younger, taller, bigger, stronger than me. I don't want to fight someone smaller than me. I took a little shot at Jake. And then he stepped up and fought Anthony Joshua to take that shot away. So fair play to him. He believes in himself, and he understands it's important for his promotional company. So I think he made the right choice from that perspective. But he's putting his health on the line. I just hope he gets out of there safely. I hope everyone has a good night and nobody gets hurt.
At the top of that, you said he's trying to cement MVP over Misfits. Have you come in and inherited the competition? You want to put Misfits over MVP if it isn't there?
Won't take long. Easy peasy. With me, my finances and our plans, we're going to be the biggest promotion in the world.
Would you fight Anthony Joshua?
That's a good question. If I was in Jake's position, I would. In my position, I don't have to. But I would, I'd be a bit nervous. That's a big fight.
Do you think he will be? He's talked about it, but do you think when he finally gets in the ring, ding, ding, he'll be nervous?
Yeah, he should be. I mean, he's human, right? I think he's going to be nervous, but I have huge credit to Jake. Everything I just said is not a dig at Jake. Full respect to Jake. Wish him the best. Wish Anthony the best. Hope everyone has a good night. I have no problems with the Paul brothers. I know Logan said a bunch of shit about me before. Jake said some shit about me. I don't believe in beefs like that. I have no problem with either of them. I wish them the best. I know they're doing well in their respective fields, and I wish the best for both of them.
If we woke up the next night and he's won, how did he do it?
Well, he done it by getting in there and believing in himself and dedicating himself in training. And this is a world of men, and punches fly and things can happen. So I don't think it would be the biggest upset in the world. Things can happen.
Would you have fought Gervonta Davis?
I think Davis would be harder than Joshua in a lot of ways.
No way.
Yeah, because Davis, you're not going to be able to hit him.
Okay.
You're just not going to be able to hit the guy. I think Jake would have struggled with Davis more than AJ, because although AJ's a lot scarier, Davis will really make a fool of you, because you're just going to miss the whole time and he's going to land the whole time. And if he keeps landing, eventually you're going to get hurt. You're going to get knocked out.
I think you know where I'm going to go with this next. Would you have fought Mike Tyson?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I think Jake did the right thing at the end by bowing and making sure that Mike didn't get hurt. Look, I wouldn't have done it. I think it's a shame to bring Mike in there as a shadow of his former self, but there's a whole lot of money being thrown around. It's difficult. It's hard for me to say. I wouldn't have personally done it, but I understand why Jake took the money.
Well, if it cements Misfits over MVP, you have to balance that up as well.
There's better ways to do it. I want to challenge myself. I'm not getting in there to fight old men. I'm not getting in there to fight people a lot smaller than me. I'm getting in there to fight for real.
I ask you, as a promoter, how do you view yourself against the likes of a Bob Arum, an Eddie Hearn, a Frank Warren, a Don King? How do you view yourself?
They're legends of the sport, and they're legends of boxing, and they take boxers and try and get the boxers' attention, whereas we take people who have attention and try and turn them into boxers. So I think it's actually kind of different. I think we operate in different fields. We do slightly different things, but the sport of boxing has been kept alive by those gentlemen, so I have nothing bad at all to say about them.
I'm going to say that when it comes to the Misfits influencer sphere, when it first started, a lot of people traditionally in the boxing sphere kind of poo-pooed it, for want of a better word. But I've seen personally, I train at McCracken's gym in Birmingham, I've seen a lot of young men coming in and seeing the likes of yourself, seeing the likes of other influencers they follow and want to come in and fight, and whether it be at influencer level or amateur level, want to get in the ring and try the task. Some don't want to continue after they go in the ring. Some do, and they stay in the gym. Have you seen that level of bleed from the top influencers like yourself influencing people coming into the gym?
I think encouraging young men to get in the gym and to fight and have a fair fight, as opposed to all this gangland stabbing, violence, or arguing online bullshit, is actually good for the world. There's nothing bad that can come from men getting in the gym, dedicating themselves, agreeing to fight at a certain date, at a certain place, at a certain time, and having a fair fight. I think that's what the world needs. So I hope I inspire thousands of young men to get in the gym and eventually get in the ring.
Andrew, I have no further questions. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you commenting me. Wishing you all the best in your fight next weekend and your boxing journey as well too.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thank you.